Hey, good day, folks. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. This is going to be a video of Hartford City, Indiana. Now, I recorded a video here about, it was over 2 years ago, I believe. Well, I thought I would do an updated video because I just released a video earlier of a house located here that's currently for sale, which I believe is a good price, and I believe it's an example of what affordable housing today looks like. So anyhow, with that being said, if you're looking to live somewhere that's relatively safe, quiet, and within an hour of larger cities like Fort Wayne, or you're not far. So anyhow, if you're looking to live somewhere to where you're close to other places that are larger, with a larger economy, this could be your place. This could be your new home that you're getting ready to see on this tour. So, I understand that, housing is crazy expensive in many parts of the country. I get it, I got it, I know. And a lot of you out here are frustrated as hell because you can't find affordable housing to save your damn life. And there's a lot of people on this YouTube platform that, they're showing you all kind of videos of how they're purchasing tiny homes for $30,000 to $100,000, and then they have to go somewhere else, and then they have to go find some land to put it on, and then they're making videos crying about all the different requirements and regulations and how the county won't allow this, they won't allow that, and the list goes on and on of all the possible headaches of tiny home living or off-grid living. And then, of course, there's people that are doing the nomadic thing. They're living out of their van full time and traveling the country. Some people are living out of their vehicle and they're camping out in the deserts of Arizona. Now, I understand there's people out here, kind of like myself, that, although we can admire and we do respect people who live alternatively in terms of off-grid living, nomadic living, or tiny home living, some of us simply don't want to live like that. Some of us prefer our living quarters to be a little larger than the size of someone's garage. Some of us don't want to live full-time in a vehicle, every day having to find another place to park to where you're going to be safe and you're not going to get harassed by local law enforcement, or you're not going to become somebody's victim. Some of us prefer a lifestyle that's a little more stable, that's a little more, that's a little more normal, I guess you can say. Like myself. Now, as you guys know, I do travel. I travel all over the country to do these videos. And as much as I love to travel, as much as I enjoy traveling, at the end of the day, I do enjoy owning a home. I do enjoy my sticks and bricks. I do enjoy not having to drive too far for basic amenities. I enjoy my electricity. I enjoy my indoor plumbing and everything that it requires for me for most people to be comfortable in their dwelling. I've looked into the nomadic life full time. I've also looked into the tiny home living. I've looked into even off-grid living, and honestly, for me, by the time I got done crunching all the numbers, to me it didn't make any sense. It wasn't a lifestyle. Those weren't lifestyles that I wanted to adopt bad enough to where I was willing to make all the sacrifices necessary to live those alternative lifestyles. So I came to the conclusion that, you know what, I'm going to travel whenever I get to. Like, maybe I'll travel and live on the road part-time, and the other part of the time I'm going to live in my sticks and bricks. Something of that nature. But as far as me living full-time on the road, that's not happening. That would drive myself crazy. I mean, after I'm on the road for a couple of weeks, I'm ready to come home to my sticks and bricks. I'm not even gonna lie. Now, the whole off-the-grid deal where I'm getting my energy from solar and then I'm having to maintain a battery bank and solar panels, you know what? I respect people that live like that. I admire people that live like that, but it's not me. So for those of you that fit that category, videos like this might be for you. Granted, Hartford City is not the type of place you're gonna find on anybody's Instagram post. It's not the type of city that anybody's gonna brag about moving to. Hey man, I live in Hartford City, Indiana. You know, it's not gonna be that type of place. This is Hartford City, for the most part, is a blue-collar city. It's a basic city, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but it's a basic blue-collar city full of affordable housing. That's basically what Hartford City is in a nutshell. So with all that being said, Hartford City is located towards the northeast region of Indiana, in Blackford County. It is an hour and 4 minutes south of Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is 20 minutes north of Muncie, 29 minutes east of Marion, 28 minutes west of Portland, Indiana. So those are all larger communities that are within a half hour of here that you can get to for more and better amenities. Now, of course, Fort Wayne is an hour away from here, depending on traffic. And depending on traffic, you could be an hour to an hour and 6 minutes away from Noblesville and Fishers, which are both located in Hamilton County, which are located south of here. So your larger economies are going to either be Fort Wayne or Hamilton County, which is a suburban county right outside of Indianapolis. It's north of Indianapolis. So the population here is sitting at 6,086 people, and this town, this city, is a small city, has lost 2.2% of its population. Now, Hartford City has been losing people since the 1980 census. The last time it gained, the last census where this city had a population gain, which I believe was less than 2%, was back in the 1970 census. Now, one thing I will say about this city is, and again, my predictions could be wrong, but I think when I say what I'm getting ready to say, I'm on to something. Kind of like what I said about one of my videos I did a few days ago. I do predict that the population here in Hartford City is going to reflect a positive population growth by the 2030 census. I do predict that. And I predict that it's within an hour of Fort Wayne. It's also within an hour of Hamilton County, which are two larger economies in Indiana. Hamilton County being the wealthiest county, well, among the wealthiest counties in the state of Indiana. And also another reason why I predict the population growth reflecting a positive. Another reason why I think the numbers for the 2030 census are going to reflect a positive population growth is also because there's a trend of people that are wanting to move to smaller cities like this. that may not want to live out in the sticks. But at the same time, they don't want to live in anything. They don't want to live in a real big city. There's also people that maybe they want to live out in the sticks, but they know they wouldn't be able to afford it, or due to their occupation, due to their lifestyle, living in the sticks wouldn't be practical. So they might compromise and move to a smaller city like this. So those are the reasons in a nutshell why I predict by 2030 there's going to be a positive population growth here in Hartford City, in cities like Hartford City. And Hartford City was founded in the 1830s and incorporated in 1867. And in this general region of Indiana, there is a discovery of natural gas in this general area. Now, the natural gas in this area dried up in 1950. And as far as the local economy here, I mean, Hartford City started out as that's what I'm looking for. Hartford City started out as an agricultural type of economy, and to this day, agriculture still plays a big part in Hartford City. The two major crops that are produced here in this area are going to be soybean and corn. Now, to date, there's a sizable economy here in transportation. Like 10% of the population apparently is employed in some type of job that's related to transportation. And outside of transportation, some of the largest employers that are here in Hartford City is Petrovsky Plastic, BRC Rubber Group, Blackford County Community Hospital Healthcare. You got New Indy Paper Mill. You got 3M Company, and the majority of those companies that I just named off will all go under the category of manufacturing, with the exception of the hospital. In each company that I just named off, they employ anywhere from 100 to 350 employees. So in a nutshell, that's going to be your economy here in Hartford City. And if the economy here is not enough to satisfy you, then, you're within a half hour of other larger cities that I named off earlier. You're within an hour of larger economies like Fort Wayne and Hamilton County, as I mentioned earlier as well. And Hartford City is basically a blue-collar city. It's some people will call it a old industrial city, because, as you know, there used to be a lot of auto part production here in Hartford City. Unfortunately, many of those companies have closed down and moved elsewhere. So it's safe to say that this city is an ex-industrial city. And it's also safe to say that this city to this day still has a sizable economy in industrial work, manufacturing work. It's just not as big as it used to be. And as far as things to do here, obviously, if you're looking for anything too exciting to do, you're not going to find it in Hartford City. If you're a party animal and you're into super exciting entertainment, as I've told you many times on this channel, in relations to Indiana, Indiana is not the type of state you move to if you're looking for endless amounts of entertainment. But that's not to say there's not anything to do in Indiana. I mean, there's plenty to do in Fort Wayne. And at some point, I will be up in Fort Wayne, and I will do videos of some of the things you can do in Fort Wayne. And there's also a fair amount of entertainment in Indianapolis, despite its name Naptown. Indianapolis might be nicknamed Naptown, but that doesn't mean there's absolutely nothing to do in Indianapolis. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. If you're looking for more entertainment than what's in Indiana, then you're going to have to go somewhere else. I mean, as I've told people, as I told you all before, Indiana, for the most part, is a state you move to if you're looking for affordable housing, safe communities to raise your family or to just living by yourself. Indiana is also the type of state you move to if you're looking to live somewhere that has a stable economy. And if you're looking to move somewhere to where you don't got mayors like Brandon Johnson in Chicago running your city to the ground, Indiana's a place to move to for that purpose too. Yes, I had to go there. And no, I don't apologize. FYI, for those of you that are coming from cities that are ran a certain way that want to come to Indiana, I'm going to let you know right now, if you move to Indiana, don't come to Indiana looking for Chicago, because you're not going to find it. Don't come to Indiana looking for even Madison or Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or the Twin Cities up in Minnesota. You're not going to find it. So, for those of you that want to come here, you think you're going to get something like that, listen to me closely, watch my videos, and as long as you do that, if you come here, you know what it is. If you don't like what I just said, then, like I said, save your time, save your money, and move elsewhere, or just stay wherever you're currently at. Now, for those of you that want to move to Indiana, you enjoy these kind of videos, and you appreciate Indiana. Now, am I saying that Indiana is perfect? Not at all. But for me, Indiana is a fine place to live for many reasons. So for those of you that agree with that philosophy about Indiana, and you're still thinking, man, I might want to come visit Indiana. Perhaps I might want to come visit Hartford City, because I'm watching it on this video on Andrew's life. So for those of you that still want to visit Hartford City, the median home price is $85,000, and I don't know if that's quite accurate due to the current housing market, but there are plenty of houses that are currently for sale for below $85,000. And if you buy one of them, bear in mind that most likely the house is going to need a considerable amount of repairs. The house is going to be older, like built in the 1800s, early 1900s older. And on top of that, the majority of those houses are going to have smaller lots. When I say smaller, I'm talking under 6,000 square feet. Now, if you're looking for a house with a decent sized lot, decent size would mean 6,500 square feet or larger. If you're looking for a house that's been well cared for, well maintained, then I would say, and also if you're looking for a house that's turnkey move-in ready for the most part, I would say you're going to want to look at houses priced at $100,000 or better. Now, if you're looking just to rent, your median rent prices are going to range from $610 to $1,420 per month. And as far as it goes for crime is very low. Your property crime is about average, which actually is low when you compare the numbers of Hartford City to other cities of its size. Your property crime is below national average. I mean, your violent crime is below national average. Now, your racial demographics, mainly the two races of people that live here, are going to be white 94.6% and Hispanic 2.5%. Now, with that being said, if you're not white or you're not Hispanic and you're looking at this video and you're thinking about coming here to Hartford City to visit, go ahead and come here and visit. Don't let the racial demographics scare you from at least visiting Hartford City. Now, if you come here in person and you visit and you feel people are nice and welcoming and you want to move here, do your thing, move here. You'll be all right. Now, if you come here and you feel people are a certain way, and due to personal experiences here, you don't want to move here, I ain't mad at you. I don't blame you. But my suggestion to you, for those of you that are looking to live in a better place than where you're currently residing, and you're looking at videos like this, my advice is go ahead, go to wherever it is you're going to go visit, and experience how the place is for yourself. I mean, don't listen to other people, because sometimes people, you know, they have their little issues, and they might give you some advice that may not be good advice. So that's all I gotta say. Oh, and one more thing about Hartford City. I gotta give you my 2 cents. Now, I kind of already gave you my 2 cents about this city. Now, as far as me living in this city, would I want to live in this city? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this city is definitely a city that I would at least consider. Now, obviously, I would need to do some more due diligence to see if this is the right place for me personally. But just off the cuff, just on the surface, speaking in general, I would definitely consider this city as a place to live, because it's within an hour of larger economies, and the crime here is low. So, you know, those are, you know, so yeah, like I said, I would, you know, this definitely would be one of the cities on my list that I would at least look into more. Alright folks, that's all I got for my commentary. So you guys stay blessed out there, and I'll see you on the next one.